Okay, good evening, everybody, and I want to welcome all of us to this evening's edition of our business skills training. Today we have a very, very important training with a very, very important team. If you received this invite, I tell you, you are the lucky one because today we are going to look at redefining your leadership role, building for greatness in 2026. You wonder, why are we already talking about 2026? I tell you, 2025 is almost gone, and the best thing that can happen to anybody is to close strong so that you can start the year stronger. So this topic today is a call to action. It is a call for us to actually lift our thinking. To sharpen our skills, to position ourselves for 2026, or position ourselves for that future, for that 2026 that we all want to create. So we want you to start now to plan, to look at what you want your business to be like in 2026. We want 2026 to be clear, very, very clear to you as a forever business owner. Therefore, the quality of leadership will also determine the quality of the result that you are going to get in 2026. So the world is shifting, our expectations are rising. There are so many things happening. And it's all about, it's for all of us that are leaders. You discover that every day, the demand for leaders, the demand for leadership is increasing by the day. Whether in business, whether in a community, anywhere you are, I tell you, things are changing, and they are changing very, very fast. And greatness in 2026 is not about titles. I want to make this clear before Enos starts. I don't know what our speaker today is going to tell us, but I tell you, it's not about titles. It's not about your years of experience. It's not about position. It's not about position, because we want leaders to evolve. We want leaders to learn. We want to unlearn. We want to relearn. And this is the best way for us to start, the best way for us to prepare, the best way for us to plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy to take us through this today, is somebody we know, somebody we all trust, somebody that we know that have done it and is still doing it at different levels. There's not nowhere that I can use today to describe this man that is enough. If you have been in this business long enough, you know who I'm talking about. If you've been in this business long enough, they mean that you know his results. If you've been in this business long enough, you know what kind of a leader he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, let's make welcome one of us. I call him one of us because what he does for us, this is 10 p.m., 10 p.m. in his country, and he is here ready to put us through, ready to take us through this. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, let's make welcome the country manager of Tanzania and Uganda, Enos Salema. Enos, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for trusting me with your amazing leaders. And thank you for adding one more country, Uganda, to my portfolio. Although I'm not getting paid anything from anything that's happening in Uganda, but I'm receiving it. I'm receiving it either way. So thank you so much, and good evening, everybody. I hope we are all doing fantastic, and I want to believe everybody's great, and we are ready to dive into our training, or let me say our talk. Today, this evening, we're gonna have a mix of training, but also us talking, really asking ourselves questions and analyzing where we are and what is it that we need to do to move to the next level. So before I fully roll out what everything that I wanted to share, I want to start by first and foremost thanking Mr. Daniel. Thank you so much. Maybe a number of you don't know, but I've been with Forever since 2007, and I've been with Forever 100% as an FBO, or rather only as an FBO, up to 2020. And that's when an opportunity came, or rather, I was asked to be the country sales manager of Forever Tanzania. And you know what? When I said yes to that position, I was flown to Nigeria. So I was taken to Nigeria. I met Daniel, and Daniel shared with me a number of things. He opened my eyes to the challenges ahead of me, and he also opened my eyes to the potentials and the opportunities, and more importantly, to the responsibility. And I love the fact that he mentioned, or rather, he started with kind of challenging us that really what is leadership and who is a leader. It's not about the title. It's not about the prestige feeling that we get when we are in events. We all get that. It's at the end of the day, the bottom line, leadership is 100% responsibilities, and the more responsibilities you can take, the more responsibilities you're going to handle, the bigger of a leader you are going to be. So thank you so much, Daniel. I don't believe, I fail to believe, that 5 years have already passed since I said yes to becoming a country sales manager. And for me, it's like I've now been taken back to my past, because I started part-time, built the business 100% full-time, and then somewhere along the way I've been taken back to part-time again. And I will be sharing my journey, and the journeys of other people within Forever, that I can tell you, when you hear where people are right now, and more importantly, where they're coming from, it will only remind you and confirm to you that yes, we are all going to have an amazing 2026. Definitely. And as much as we are talking about 2026, and I will talk about that as well, how amazing 2026 is going to be has a lot of influence from what you are going to do in the next, now is how many weeks? 5 weeks, guys. I can tell you, just saying that, I feel, butterflies in my stomach, like a little bit of a panic. Let me tell you that we are only left with 5 weeks to close 2025. 5 weeks. And these 5 weeks, my leaders, they're either going to be 5 weeks where they just pass by, or they're going to be 5 weeks which will define who you're going to be after those 5 weeks, will define who you're going to be 2026 and going forward. So let me also congratulate all of you for tuning in, for joining the meeting. Congratulations. And it's night for almost all of you, night for everybody. And you have decided to say, you know what, this Sunday evening, I'm going to put everything aside and I'm going to be part of this meeting. I'm going to go listen to Daniel and Enos. I'm going to go learn. I'm going to open my mind. And before I even dive into more intimate talks, I want to advise you something as we are going through this talk, this training. And I keep saying talk and training because when I was thinking about this training or slash talk, a lot of me was like, Enos, pray that this won't be just a quick training, high energy, la la la, we can do blah, blah, blah. Pray that it's not just gonna be a motivational type of training, no. Pray that we can be able to speak heart to heart. We can be able to really the words that I'm gonna say. I pray that they don't just end on your mind, because if they just end on your mind, I can promise you, by this time next week, everything that I've said to you is out of your mind. So I hope and pray that the words that I'm going to say, they will go straight to your heart, straight to your heart. And let me tell you, not every sentence is meant for you. Not every sentence, not every word is meant for you, but every sentence and every word is meant for someone here. Every sentence and every word is meant for someone here. So that which you will feel resonates with what's burning in your heart right now. And I hope you have something burning in your heart. Let me tell you, I have a lot of things burning in my heart right now. A lot of them. And I'll continue sharing. I'll be very open today. I'm gonna share a lot of things today, very openly. And anything that touches my heart, I'm like, okay, this is for me. This is for me. And I want to tell you also, don't harden your heart. Don't harden your heart. I'm not the most spiritual person out there, but I know even the Bible warns us not to harden our hearts. And for the Bible, it is not to harden your hearts when you hear, the voice of God. And I'm definitely not talking about that this evening, but I'm talking about not to harden your heart. Yes, the slides are empty. It's not by mistake. You'll see the pictures. You will get them. Not to harden your hearts with the the voices that you will be telling yourself, because tonight is not just about me telling you things to do. No, tonight is about you reminding yourself of what is it that you want to do, you reminding yourself of what is possible, you reminding yourself of what is it that you want to start chasing right now. Because we all gotta agree, we are all on a race. All of us here, we're on a race. We are all chasing something. And I hope this evening will remind you of what is possible, and will also remind you of the work ahead, the challenges that are going to come through. And in the midst of all that, I hope this evening also you will get a reminder and a confirmation that it's going to be worth the push, worth the sacrifice, worth the hassle. I mean, what's going to come out of you, walking through that, what's going to come out of you going through that journey, it is going to be worth it. And it's going to be worth it for you. But more importantly, and I feel this is more importantly, is also going to be worth for the people you love. And I want to take a moment, including myself, thinking about the people we love, the people we love, the people that we want to see them flourishing, we want to see them growing, we want to see them happy, we want to see them living the best life possible. Think about them for a moment. I am thinking about them right now. As I told you, this is not just me pouring out things to you, this is me living this session as well. So I'm also thinking about them, and I'm asking myself and I'm reminding myself, Enos, do you know you are the person that's either going to impact them positively or negatively? Do you know that, Enos? Do you know you've got the power, not just to impact your lives, but to impact the lives of the people that matter to you? And if you're a parent, I'm sure you'll agree with me. You don't mind sleeping hungry, you don't mind. But if you see your children sleeping hungry, you'll probably not forgive yourself. So, amazing people. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope the intro that I've shared here before I even go to the slides, I hope it has enlightened you a little bit on why you are here for a reason. I totally believe you're not here by chance. No, no, no. You are here for a reason. There's a reason why you are here. You didn't just decide yourself to be here. No. How many people do we have in Kenya or Uganda or Nigeria? I mean, if we combine all the FBOs, this meeting was supposed to be full. But why you? Why did you decide to click that link? And can you imagine? It just takes you clicking a link. But why did you agree to click that link? You are here for a reason. And we're going to find out that reason. I can't find it out for you, but I can tell you by the end of this meeting, you will find out that reason. Like, why did I get to attend this meeting? Why did I put everything aside and I joined this meeting? You'll get to see that for yourself. You'll get to discover that. You will get to discover that. That one, I assure you. Now, I look at the title, and when Daniel shared with me the title, the first word that popped in my mind there was leadership. Leadership. And if I can tell you, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, even a millions definitions of what leadership is. And we're going to focus tonight on leadership in forever. And can I bust your bubble a little bit? Let me bust your bubble a little bit. Leadership in forever is one of the toughest leadership ever. Leadership in forever. Leadership in forever is one of the most difficult role or assignment or character or identity out there. Leadership in forever. And I know when we are in events, as leaders, we enjoy, the glam of being a leader, sitting maybe in front, the glam of people clapping hands for us, the good feeling of people coming to take photos with us, and it makes us feel important. And I understand, but you all agree with me, those moments are short-lived, short-lived, short-lived. Those moments are short-lived. You'll attend an event for 5-6 hours, and then you won't have another event for months. And those months in between there, that's where your leadership is. And that's what we want to talk about this evening. And if you ask me, or if you ask anybody, and they'll tell you, I mean, there is no leader in this world. There is no leader in this world who doesn't know where they're going, who doesn't know where they're going. And for us to know where we are going, for us to know what is even possible, for us to know where can we arrive, I mean, the possibilities, for us to know that, I want to take you back a little bit. I want to take you back, way back. If you walk into a showroom, a car showroom, and you see there an amazing, machine, a Mercedes Benz, a Range Rover Vogue, and then you go there and ask the Range Rover Vogue, how powerful are you? That Range Rover Vogue has no answer. It cannot answer. If you meet the salesperson, if you ask the salesperson how powerful this Range Rover is, that salesperson will only tell you about 5%. But if you really want to know how powerful that Range Rover is, you have to meet the manufacturer. So I want to take you back a little bit before you start feeling maybe overwhelmed, or maybe even proud, or maybe too confident that, hey, I got this, I'm going to plan, let's take ourselves back a little bit and let us remind ourselves we have no idea, absolutely no idea what we are capable of. I mean, our potential is impossible to even imagine, because we don't know what is possible with years of focus and hard work. We don't know what can come out of us. So the best thing for you to do before you start, redefining yourself, before you start thinking ahead, before you start thinking about 2026, is to pause everything and to stop literally everything and to take a moment first and ask your manufacturer. And who is your manufacturer? It's the God up there. So I want to take a moment. If you're driving, please don't do this. But if you're not driving, then I need to invite you to do this. And I want you to do this. We're going to take a few seconds, not so long, just a few seconds, maybe maximum 1 minute. And I want everybody here to take a moment of silence and reconnect with your origin, with your creator, with your God, and ask your God, what is possible for me? What is my true potential? What can I achieve in 2026? You're not going to get all the answers in that 1 minute, but I want you to acknowledge the fact that as we are going through this training, you are not going to be alone. You're not going to just use your own mind. You would have already connected with the infinite possibilities. So I'm going to put a timer here. 1 minute of silence. 1 minute of silence. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And you know why I suggested we start that way, leaders, because that's what I do. That's what I do. Even before this training, I had to pray so that God can speak through me and you can hear what you need to hear. And if there's one thing that I'll advise each and everyone here is to never think that you have got it all. And if there's one thing that if you remind yourself all the time, it will give you the confidence as well to say, hey, it's gonna be all right, is when you realize actually you're not on this fight alone. No, you're not. You're not, and you don't need to be alone. And everything is possible. Changes are there and they're coming and they're possible. And that's why we are together here this evening, because we have seen the possibilities. And if you talk about leadership, if you talk about redefining yourself, thinking afresh about your identity, I want to start by first recognizing the fact that the mere point of you being on this meeting already sets you apart. Just being on this meeting already sets you apart. So the fact that you said yes to this meeting, you said, I'm going to attend this meeting, I want you to understand that you have got a lot of things that you are doing right. If it's a lock on a bag, those bags with the number locks, they come with 3 digits, you probably have the 2 right already. You just need one more. You just need one more. So don't think about yourself as a loser. Don't think about yourself as someone that does not have the capacity. No, the fact that you felt this meeting is important for you already sets you apart. And we are here maybe to add 1 or 2 things that are going to help you to keep your vision, that's going to help you to build a much stronger business. So definitely my talk and training with you is not going to perhaps, all of a sudden change everything within your business, because you are already doing a lot of things right. And I need you to remind yourself of that, because if you don't feel or you don't remind yourself that you're already doing a lot of things right, you might fail to see how you can move from where you are to the next level. And nevertheless, no matter how well we are doing, we are all looking at how can we get better? How can we grow more? How can we even beat our personal best? And when I'm having an opportunity to speak to leaders in Forever, whenever I have this opportunity, I can tell you I think a lot and I ask myself, Enos, who am I going to be speaking to? And I know we are people from different walks of life in this meeting. We are also on a different level in the business. Everybody here is on a totally different level, and not just the marketing plan level. I'm talking about, where is your business right now? Are things happening right now? Or are you actually going through the tough time right now? We are all on a totally different level. And I can tell you, I'm going to be speaking to everybody here. Those that are on fire right now, things are happening, I'll be speaking to you. Those of you that things are a bit tough right now, I'll be speaking to you and I'll be sharing with you my personal journey and the journey of so many other people in the line of building a strong forever business. Now, coming back to the title, and the word that popped is leadership. And I want to ask you to start thinking about that word leadership in Forever. And I want you to start going a bit deeper into perhaps, removing some of the myths of what leadership is in Forever. I'm sure you will all agree with me. Leadership in Forever has got absolutely nothing to do with your marketing plan position. Leadership in Forever has got absolutely nothing to do with your achievements. Leadership in Forever is not about what we can see, it's about what we cannot see. Leadership is not about what you've already achieved. Leadership is about, do you still have the fight in you to say, you know what, I'm going to push on. I'm going to keep the focus. I'm going to work harder. Do you still have that? Because when that is gone, it does not matter what you have achieved. I know people who have achieved amazing things with Forever, but we are not looking at them as leaders anymore, because leadership in Forever is not about where you are coming from. It's about, where are you going? Leadership is about, if I allow myself to let you hold my hand and I close my eyes and I'm just following your steps, where will I reach? That is leadership in Forever. Now, let's take it back a little bit. If you talk about leadership, most of the time we start looking at the team. We start looking at the people that have joined the business, and we start to ask ourselves, Enos, are you a good leader? And me being a good leader, probably I need to ask myself, how am I helping my team? How am I leading my team? But I want you to forget that a little bit. I want you to forget about that. And I want you to ask yourself a more important question. Who are you leading? Who are you leading? And I want to give you a clue of who are you leading. And that will help you understand. That will help you confirm who is a leader in Forever. Do you know who are you leading as a leader in Forever? The first person that you are leading is not anybody that has joined your business. That does not confirm, or that is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the first person you are leading. Who do you think is the first person that you are leading? Absolutely self. We first have to lead ourselves. Now, that is about one of the toughest thing ever. Toughest thing ever. Because we are in Forever whereby we are our own bosses. Nobody can force us to do anything. We decide how we want to do the business. We decide how fast, how far we want to go. But all leadership begins with self-leadership. Now, that is a very fancy phrase or sentence or a model. It looks very nice, but I can tell you, it is the basis, it's the root of the achievements that you're looking for. All the big things that you want to achieve, the root is there. How are you leading yourself? How are you leading yourself? Before you even start thinking about leading your team, ask yourself, if everybody in your team does what you're doing right now, what kind of a business are you going to have? If everybody in your team starts doing what you're doing right now, what kind of a business are you going to have? All leadership begins with self-leadership. Another nice phrase that we love: everything rises and falls because of leadership. Now, this is something we like to say when we want to point at somebody else, when we want to point at Daniel, when we want to point at our sponsors, when we want to point at our managers, when we want to point our uplines. That's when we feel we want to say everything rises and falls because of leadership. We are kind of removing ourselves when we say that sentence. We are looking at who is the leader right now who is probably not doing their job right. That's why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. It could be an upline. It could be even the government. I mean, we can point fingers, but again, all leadership begins with self-leadership. So when I'm pointing that finger, I need to be pointing at myself. And you know, they say when you point a finger, three are pointing back to you. So I need to remind myself, Enos, what are you doing to make sure that your business is rising? What are you doing? Enos, what are you doing? And as I said, some of you right now, you are assistant supervisors. You don't have a big team. You have one or two people. So of course, by default, you are the most important person. Some of you have got big teams. You've got managers in your team. You've got, lots of people in your team. And when you think about leadership, it's very easy. It's very easy for you to be kind of fooled, let me say, for you to start thinking only about managing the team. There's a difference between a leader and a manager. A manager is 100% looking at the team and what can I do? Well, how can I get the team to do things? Now, a leader is walking the talk. A leader is there showing by example. And if you think about leadership in that way, and if you connect with growth, because we want to grow, at the end of the day, if we are not growing, then it means we are not worth to be followed. That is a blunt sentence, a tough one, guys. If we are not growing, then we are not worth to be followed. Now, let me make you happy a little bit. When I say we are not growing, I don't mean growing in CCs or growing in money, because sometimes you need to have the patience to put in the activities and you're not seeing the results. But as you're putting in the activities, you can feel the growth that you're having. You can feel your level of confidence. You can feel your level of skills that is improving. You are actually growing. And if people will follow you, they will get to their destination. So if you are not growing, then you are not worth to be followed. I know I'm busting a lot of bubbles today, guys, a lot of them, because I want us to really take that ownership that, hey, I'm the one who is in charge here, and I'm the one who can turn this around. It's me. And when you remind yourself that you are the one in charge, you are the one that can turn things around, guess what's going to happen? Your responsibility will go high, but also you will feel good, you'll feel better because you know, this is about me. I don't need to sit back and wait for anybody else. So if you are looking at having a more powerful 2026, we need to first look within. We need to start with ourselves. Now, let me give this analog. You see, when you want to call an Uber, the taxi, Bolt, or Uber, two things must be clear. Two things must be clear. If any of them is not clear, you're not going to have that trip. Your current location must be clear, and your destination must be clear. Can you try to call an Uber and not telling it the destination? You won't get any Uber. Can you try calling an Uber and you leave blank where you are, your current location? You're not going to get any. So if we are thinking about leadership today, let us focus on two major things. Number one, our current location. Where are we right now in the business? And then number two, where do we want to go? And what do we need in order for us to arrive there? Now, what if you don't know the destination? What if you don't have the destination? And the thing is, once you put in the destination, once you get on that ride, when you're riding, the driver might take a wrong turn, but guess what's going to happen? The map will reroute and get you back on focus to the destination. So as you are building your business, let me tell you, there will be years, and I'll share with you years. I've had years, my leaders, years whereby I am not hitting the destination. I am not achieving my goals. Years, not months, years. But guess what? If you remain focused on that destination, somewhere along the way, you'll get back on the right track and you'll start achieving. So let's first talk about where you are right now. And as I said, I know we are all here on different levels in our business right now, different states of our businesses. Some of you right now are stuck. I know some of you right now are stuck. And some of you feel stuck because you're like, Enos, I don't even know where to start. I want this. I've achieved this before. Let me say something here. Sometimes you feel so stuck because your goal is actually something that you had already achieved in the past. And for some reason, it's feeling like it's impossible for you to achieve that again. And whenever you put in the strategies, you put in the activities, and you're not hitting that goal, and you feel stuck, like, oh my gosh, now I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. Some of you are stuck right now. Some of you are stuck, and you've been stuck for so long, such that you cannot even dare to dream again. You can't dare to dream again. You are like, Enos, I've even listened to you. This is not the first time I'm listening to you. I have sat down, written my goals, and 2 years, and I'm not hitting any of those goals. I'm losing hope. Some of you were supervisors in January 2025, and right now you are still stuck at supervisor, and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. I did not think even a little bit that 2025 will be finished and I'm not yet a manager. I did not see that coming. And right now, you are at a point where you are stuck. And sometimes you are stuck, and at the same time, you can't quit because this is all you got. Oh, that's a tough point to be at. That's a tough point to be at. Like, Enos, I'm stuck, and yet I don't even know where to go. I just need this thing to happen. I need, whether it's new ideas, whether it's new whatever, but I need this to happen. I'm not ready to let go. I know what is possible. Sometimes I've experienced what is possible. I've seen people experiencing things that make me realize, oh my gosh, I need to get to those levels. So I know it's possible, but yet I'm stuck. I'm frustrated. Sometimes you're so stuck such that you cannot even have the energy to click a link to attend a meeting. We can be that stuck, guys. That's why I want to congratulate you for being on this meeting. You might think it's like easy. Let me tell you, there are hundreds of people that saw this link and did not even have the energy to click. Guys, it is to click. You can be on your room right now, stuck in your comfortable bed sheet. You have your phone not even on your hand. Your phone could even be on a pillow beside you, and you could just be listening, but someone could not even click that. Sometimes you can be so stuck, even clicking a button feels like a heavy load to do. Some of you are stuck right now. And you're stuck at different levels. Some of you are stuck while things are okay, and some of you are stuck while things are not okay. Some of you are stuck at 10 cc. Some of you are stuck at 2 cc. Some of you are stuck at 50 cc. Some of you are stuck at 100 cc, and it doesn't matter. Deep down, once you are stuck, and it's so overwhelming, and we understand that. And we understand that. And this meeting, it will help you to get unstuck. That one, I assure you. Because once you know where you are starting to know your location, then we can talk about the destination. I don't want us to start talking about 2026 without you first asking yourself, where are you right now? Because 2026 is just in 5 weeks, and we need to know where you are right now. And how are you going to take that first step to get to that level that you want to? So some of you listening right now, you are stuck right now. And I know that feeling, guys. I know that feeling. And some of you right now, you are on autopilot. You don't know what's happening. You are not following what's happening. You are like, if I achieve, fantastic. If I don't achieve, it's also okay. One day I'm going to get there. You have no hard feelings. You are okay. You are comfortable. It's like, have you ever heard of people that get, I think it's a stroke, if I'm to be correct, in such a way that they lose the sensation of their feet. And it's very dangerous because they could have their feet on fire, and someone's foot is burning on fire, and they don't have the sensation, so they don't know. Sometimes we are cruising in the business. Our business is going down and we are not seeing it. People are quitting and we are not seeing it. We are not putting in the activities and we are not seeing it. Why? Because our mind is on a cruise mode. You're like, no, I don't have the energy now to start pushing. I'll see how it is. Those that want to work will work. Wherever I'll end, that's it. Some of you are there right now, cruising. And then we have some of you are on momentum right now. Things are happening. And you are like, wow, things are truly happening. I'm seeing results. I put in the activities, I'm seeing the results. You know that feeling where you call your team, you just send a message on your WhatsApp group, hey guys, let's meet tomorrow this time for a CISO, and 70% of the team is there. You didn't even have to put effort and things are happening. Some of you right now, you are enjoying the momentum of your business. Now, I really want you to take a moment a little bit and think about where you are right now. Think about where you are right now. This is important because the only way you can now be very deliberate about what should be your next step is after you know where you are. If you don't know where you are, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Thank you so much. I'm told it's called diabetic neuropathy, something like that. So ask yourself, where are you right now? Are you stuck? Are you cruising? Or are you on momentum? And let me tell you something. Whether you are stuck, whether you are cruising, whether you're on momentum, the only way for you to start seeing growth, the only way for you to start seeing growth in your business is if you set a new goal. Without setting a new goal, you are done. There will be no changes. If you're stuck, you remain stuck. If you're cruising, you remain cruising. If you're on momentum, by the way, and you don't set a new goal, I've got bad news for you. You're going to lose that momentum. You are going to lose that momentum because you'll move now from being on momentum to cruising. And then you'll move from cruising to being stuck. And you remain stuck until you set a new goal. And I'm not talking about a new hope. I'm not talking about a new wish. I'm not talking about a new dream. No, I mean a new goal. A goal which is specific, a goal which has got a deadline, a goal which has got a strategy attached to it. Because if I don't have a strategy attached to a goal, that goal will remain passionate. That goal will be so deep in my heart. But guess what? Nothing is going to happen, because for goals to be achieved, there has to be a set of activities that can get you to that goal. So first ask yourself, where are you right now? Where are you right now? And as you're asking yourself, where are you right now? I want you to remember one thing. Wherever you are right now, everyone that you admire in forever, has been where you are right now. If you're stuck right now, anybody, if you admire me, let me tell you, I've been stuck in the business, and I'll show you when was I stuck? For how long was I stuck? I'll share that with you. If you're on cruising right now, I will tell you the moments where I was cruising. And if you're on momentum, I will also tell you the moments when I was in momentum. So I want to really get you to understand that the journey of you moving from where you are to the next level, we are all the same on that journey. I mean, if you zoom in, you might be, let me say, fooled a little bit. If you zoom in deeply and only focus on what's happening to Enos right now, you might think what's happening to Enos right now is what is always happening to Enos. You might think that way. But if you zoom out, then you'll start to realize it's a full experience. It's about going through the moments. It's about going through the stack, going through the cruising, and going through the momentum. And the key and the most important thing is you want to be aiming at getting back to momentum, because when you have momentum, guys, it is exciting. When you have momentum, things are happening. When you have momentum, it means people's lives are being changed. Your life, the lives of the people you love, and more importantly, your team. We've got people in your team right now that are struggling, and they need the business to work for them. So where are you right now? You can tell I've spent quite some time to get us to think and to really connect with where we are right now, because only from that, then we can be able to fly together. Only from that, then we can be able to grow together, because we want that growth. We want to see you closing 2025 better than how you did in October 2025. These 2 months, November and December, leaders, these are very, very important months. November and December, I take them like super seriously. November and December, please don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap of these are festive months, so it's okay to underperform. That's a trap. You need to get out of that trap. If you ask business people, every business person, they will tell you these 2 months, some of them, they make more sales in these 2 months than what they did in the past 6 months, these 2 months. So why should we exempt ourselves? We are in business. We need to think differently, creatively, to maximize these 2 months. And you know what? If you close strongly, then you're going to start the year stronger. If you close weakly, then you are starting to build yourself up in January. No, you want January to hit you while you are already on the process of either building that momentum or getting to or enjoying the results of your momentum. So where are you right now? Super important. Now, the next thing that you need to understand is this journey, and I want to share my journey, my chairman's bonus journey. And here I'm going to be very open, guys, how my journey went. Of only one part of forever called chairman's bonus. How I wish I could show you the money, but now we're not allowed to show the money. So I'll only, get you to understand the journey. So number one, 2008, it was one of my toughest moments or toughest years in forever. When I was working in 2008, that was my second year in the business. I'm working towards qualifying for chairman's bonus. First of all, I want to pause for a moment and ask you, how long have you been in forever? Are you 1 year in forever? Are you 2 years in forever? And I want to pose a question to you, because that was 2008. That was my second year in forever. And I was working for chairman's bonus, which is like the biggest incentive in forever. Why am I highlighting that? Because I don't want you to relax and believe things will happen with time. No. Maybe you are 3 years in the business and you have never had chairman's bonus as one of your goal. No, you got to say, you know what? I'm upping my level. I'm redefining myself. I'm going to change my identity. The new me is going to have bigger goals so that I can be able to push harder. All right. Second year in the business. So I worked so hard that year. Thank you so much for your answer. 3 years in the business. I hope you have chairman's bonus goal. Chairman's bonus is one of your goals. If not, you will set it. You will set it. So 2008, I worked the whole year for chairman's bonus. And when it reached December, or rather November-ish, December, it was tough. It was tough. But, I'm not a quitter. So I kept on. I pushed, and I did it 2008. And I was so happy and excited. I sent a message to everybody in my team like, hey, for the first time, I'm a chairman's bonus qualifier. I'll now have an opportunity to go and share profit with the company. That was amazing. That was very, very exciting. And I still remember that day like it's yesterday. We are on a manager's meeting on Friday, and the next day is success day. Back then, the managing director came and he was doing the manager's meeting. Now, when before he started the manager's meeting, he called me on the side and he said, Enos, I need to talk to you. I said, okay, fine, no problem. Me, I'm happy, I'm excited. I had an amazing 2008. And then he said, we've received the list of chairman's bonus qualifiers and your name is not there. He said, my name is not there. Why? Why is my name not there? I've done it. I met all the qualifications. I did all the criterias, only to realize I missed out one of the criteria. So I had not qualified for chairman's bonus. And it was like, wow, how am I even going to go back to my team? Some of them, they've traveled from up country. They came for the success day because they know their leader, Enos, is going to be on stage also getting congratulated for qualifying for chairman's. Now, how am I going to even go back to the team? It was tough, guys. When you put in 1 year of focus and sacrifices, and you actually thought you qualified and only to realize you did not qualify, it can totally make you give up. But you see, when you fall down 10 times, remember to get back up 11 times. So 2009, I said, you know what? I'm going to dust it off. I'm going to shake it off. So I want you to take a moment right now and think about your 2025 from January to October. If things are not amazing for your business right now, I need you to shake off that feeling. I need you to shake it off, because if you keep it, you're going to close the year with it and you're going to start 2026 with the same feeling and nothing's going to change. I need you to shake off that feeling and say, you know what? I'm going to restart. Like from tonight, I'm going to restart, so that these remaining 5 weeks, I'm going to make sure that when I look back, I am clapping hands for myself, not for the results. Let me be very, very clear here. You are clapping hands for yourself, not for the results, because sometimes results take time. And that's where we mess up, because we put in the effort and we are not seeing results and we quit altogether. No. You want to clap hands for yourself. Why? Because these 5 weeks you came out stronger. These 5 weeks you are consistent. These 5 weeks you said, you know what? I'm going to do those meetings. So 2009 came, and of course, what do you think? Definitely qualified. Fantastic. So we went to Nigeria to attend African Rally. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. This is Nigeria, guys. This is 2010. This is me. This is my late mom, and I'm having here my level 1 chairman's bonus check, 2009. You can see everybody was dressed in nice African attire, but for me, I had put it on my dream board that if I get this, I'm going to go receive my first check with a white suit. So that's what I did. After I got my check, I went and changed to the African attire there to match up with everybody. So it happened. If I had given up in 2008, I could have never gotten that. But here's the thing. The journey continues. 2011, I got another check, again, level 1. 2012, boom, did not qualify. 2012. So the point I'm making here is, even the things that you have achieved, not once, twice. And for some of you, you are supervisors. Maybe you had done 5cc, not even once, maybe a number of times. And now for some reason, you've failed to do it. You've got 2 options. You either, pack it up and leave, or say, you know what, I'm going to toughen up and I'm going to continue on. 2013, something big happened. I moved from level 0 to level 2. When you qualify chairman's bonus level 2, guys, we're talking about serious money now, from $50,000 and above. That was 2013. The story continues. 2014, level 2 again. 2015, chairman's bonus level 3. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was the fourth biggest check in Africa, if I remember correctly, number 4 in Africa. So I was a big person. That was 2015. And 2015, that's like after 7-8 years of doing the business. Yeah, after 8 years of doing the business, chairman's bonus level 3. A beautiful journey. Now, if you look at my 2015 check and you zoom in 2015, you will not believe that, oh, they are part of the stories which they're going to be challenging. They're part of the stories where things were tough. But guess what? No matter how much you get knocked down, you got to pick yourself back up. And here is where the story gets even more exciting. 2016, we dropped from level 3 to level 2. Do you know how, let me say, embarrassing it can be after you've been to the top, after you've been there, and then you go, you drop, and then you start meeting people that have seen you there at the top. They gave you a certain level of respect because of that level that you had reached, and now you're meeting the same people and you're not there anymore. You know that feeling where you don't want to meet certain people? I got that feeling. I remember 2016, we went to South Africa for the global rally, and I did not wish to meet the big leaders because I'm like, if I meet them, they'll be like, why? What happened? That's what was on my mind. I felt like I need to run away. And the first person I met, not the first person, but one of the first people I met was Greg. Then he was, I don't remember if he was already the president. And he could see that Enos is shy, he's feeling down, he's feeling like he has, let himself and others down. So I was like, hi, I'm not even able to look at him. And he looked at me and said, hey, Enos, chin up. I remember those. We said, chin up. And then he gave me a big hug. You know how Greg can give you like that nice big hug. He told me, you know what? Chin up. Chin up. That was 2015. 2014, we achieved something very big in Forever. 2014, we achieved GLT. So 2015, when we went to receive our chairman's bonus level 3 check, we were also part of the GLT. That's global leadership team. Oh my God, guys, the devil can test you. 2016, we were out of GLT. So we only tested GLT once, and then we were out 2016. And the story continues. Sadly, 2017, no check. 2018, no check. 2019, no check. 2020, no check. 2021, no check. Do you know what it feels like where you've gotten a chairman's bonus level 2? Just 2 years prior, you were a global leadership team. Like when we did GLT, we were number 21 in the whole world. You know how big that is? And then 3 years down the line, you don't even qualify for chairman's bonus, level 0. And you fail to qualify for 5 years. 5 years not qualifying, guys. 5 years not qualifying. Let me tell you, these 5 years, there were moments where I was stuck in those 5 years. There were moments where I was cruising. I can tell you, there were years where I'm like, whatever, if I qualify, good. If I don't qualify, it doesn't matter. I'm just enjoying the bonus that I'm making because the team was big. Yes, the money had gone down, but the money was still good enough to, take care of me and the family. So life was okay. And I didn't have anything burning. I didn't have sleepless nights. Can you imagine not qualifying and still no sleepless nights? 5 years, guys, of not qualifying. Why am I sharing this? Because I don't know where you are. But let me tell you something. One day, you will also face a challenge. Now, you don't have to also go through 5 years or 2 years, 3 years. But whatever that challenge is, it can hit you big in such a way you feel like, am I ever going to get there? Let me tell you, on these years, from 7,500 cc's, we went all the way to about 2,800, 3,000 cc. That's like you've lost half of your business. And I'm like, how are we ever going to rebuild and get back to those levels? How are we ever going to get back there? And you look at 7,500 cc's, and I'll tell you, a number of years here, GLT was not even the goal. It was not even the goal. It was just something there floating like Enos. That's where you had been. That's not where you are going. So I don't know where you are right now, but I want to tell you, things can change. And we see them changing, and they can change. 2022, we got back to chairman's bonus. 2022. 2022, we qualified for level 1. The journey started again, guys. 2023, level 1 again. Huh. At this point, we are already thinking about level 2, but it's not happening. It's not like we are cruising, we don't care. No, we had goals for level 2. I have some of my passwords for some of the apps or whatever are CBQ level 2 2022. So in 2022, I was thinking like we can go level 2. 2024, still level 2. 2025, this year, where did we go this year for Global Rally? Oh my gosh, how would I forget? Oh, Paris. They went to Paris. We received a level 1 chairman's bonus check. As of last month, I think October, we had already done our level 2. We are already on level 2 now. So in next year, when we are in Dubai, we know we are receiving a chairman's bonus level 2. But I want you to see this journey here. The last level 2 was 2016. The next level 2, 2026. Guys, that's 10 years. And I don't want to even blunt about it. That's 10 years of not achieving. That's 10 years of missing out on something that you had already achieved. I don't know which one is more painful. When you fail to achieve something that you had never achieved, or when you fail to achieve something that you have achieved in the past. I don't know which one is more painful, but all I know is it's a journey. And if you can keep the focus, one day you'll get back at it. One day you'll get back at it. Now, talking about why I told everybody here to start with God, because guys, this year we saw God working on the business. We saw God working on the business. And I can tell you bluntly, on your own, you're only going to reach this far. You plus God, nobody can tell how far you can go. Nobody can tell you how far you can go. You know, we started the year with our goals. It was the goals that we started with are the goals that we had set 2 years back, because we love to work with 3-year goals. And this year, our goal was to do 6,500 cc. Last year, we did 5,000 something cc's. So this year was 6,500 cc. That was the goal. And that goal was based on where we are right now. That goal was based on the level of the business. That goal. And when I say where we are, I'm talking about January of 2025. But that goal changed by February 2025. When we went to attend the level up, something clicked in our mind and we said, Enos, we gotta go bigger. Let's push some more. And I want to tell you something. If you as a leader, if you start to believe in growth, if you start to think growth, if you start to challenge yourself, then the team will come in. And I'll tell you, it's miraculously, or rather, let's put it right, it's by God's grace. We did not start this year with the goal of GLT. We did not start this year with the goal of GLT, guys. But I know GLT for us is like done. And why am I sharing this? Not even to brag that, hey, we've finished GLT even before December. No. That's not the point. I really want you to get the point here. The first point that I want to tell you is, number one, you have no idea what is in store for you. How sad will it be if you start closing down everything right now, wrapping things up that, hey, this is done, I can make it. How sad will it be while you have no idea what is in store for you? Some of you have already wrapped up 2025. Some of you are already feeling like 2025 is over. There's nothing I can do about it. Who told you there's nothing you can do about it, guys? I mean, for real. Who lied? No, there's a lot that can happen. In these 5 weeks, guys, 5 weeks, a lot can happen. You have no idea who you're going to recruit these 5 weeks. You have no idea that the person that you're going to recruit in November is going to be a manager in March. You have no idea. The person that's going to recruit in November is going to be an ego manager next year. You have no idea. So open yourself for possibilities, leaders. Let us open ourselves for possibilities. And one thing that I can tell you, nobody can see it all. No, nobody, no matter how smart, experienced, wherever you are, you cannot really plan each and everything and every step. No, we sometimes have to believe and have the faith and say, you know what, I'm going to do what needs to be done. And, with God's grace, we're going to get there. And that's why we are having this meeting, leaders. If we did not believe that it is still possible, we would not be having this meeting. We are in this meeting because we know it is still possible for whatever it is that you want to achieve. With whatever it is that you want to achieve, we know that it is possible. And I'll tell you, amazing people here. There's both. There's the mindset part, and then there's the science. And I'm going to be talking about both of that, because if you don't understand that there's a mindset and there's a science behind it, you might miss out on you achieving the big goals. You might miss out, but I know it is possible. There's a mindset and there's a science behind the growth, behind the success. There's a mindset and there's a science. But none of these will matter if you don't believe that is possible for you. And I'll talk about both the mindset and the science. And you'll get to see how you also can start turning your business around right from this evening. You don't have to play small anymore. You don't have to settle for less. You don't have to say 2025 is done. No, you can start now planning your 2026. But let me tell you something, what you do in these 5 weeks, it is so important to your 2026. Super important. You need the right mindset. Yes, you'll be challenged. Your first challenge will be the mindset. For most of you right now, maybe the past is your goal. Like us, for years, we have been setting goals that we had already achieved in the past for years. And let me tell you, after so many years, probably more than 10 years now, this year, for the first time, we are setting a goal of something that we had never achieved before. Our goal for next year in the business, it's something we had never achieved before, but we didn't start that way. So I want you to pause a moment. That's why I said it's very important for you to ask yourself, where are you right now? So that you can know what should be the steps for you to take. Maybe you're a manager. Let me speak to managers that have been in the business for some time. Maybe you're a manager and right now you are somewhere between 12 and 30 cc's, but you're a manager. If you're a manager, we know you have done 50 cc's before. And right now, when you think about 50 cc, two things can happen. Number one, you might feel like, I can't get there. I'm stuck. I don't know how to get there. Or number two, you can make a mistake of saying, why should I put a goal of 50? Let me just put a goal of 100. No. Put that goal of 50 first. That small goal, which you had achieved in the past, but now you're not there, put that goal. Put that as your goal. Sometimes you got to start going back first before you can start really going forward. It starts in the mind and then it comes in reality. Both success and failure, they happen twice, in the mind and also in reality. So I want you to start thinking about where you are right now and where do you want to go. You remember that analog? You got to know your current location and you also need to know your destination. You have to know that. If you don't know where you're going, you won't know what exactly you need to do. If you don't know where you are right now, then you won't know what you must do to get to that next level. You won't know. And everybody is moved by different or is challenged differently in their mind. Some is fear of success. Some is fear of failure. Whatever it is, but that Lord in your mind, could be causing you to say, oh my gosh, I'm not able to go that far. Let me share with you some people that have had amazing growth. These are people that, we see them. I want you to look at this lady here. These are her January CCs. She did a total of 11.3 CCs. January, 11.3 guys. Team did 5.7. This is January. The same person by June, within 6 months, the same person moved to 119 cc's. Within 6 months, how do you move from 10 cc's to 100 cc's? Look at the non-manager cc's. How do you move from 5.7 all the way to 94? This is the difference between January and June. These are 6 months. And guess how many months we have before the most important incentive that is going to start in May? We've got November, December. January, February, March, April. We've got 6 months before May. Why May is so important? Because May is when the most important incentive in Forever begins, which is Ego Manager. So let me speak to the assistant supervisors that you are here. As an assistant supervisor, I bet you can do 5 or 10 CCs this month. That one I know you can. You just need the right push and the right motivation and then the right strategies. Now, do you know you can start from 10 now, and by May next year, you could be at 100 CCs? I mean, do you know that? Because it has to start first in the mind before we talk about the science. The science will be, how exactly are you going to get those CCs? Where are you going to get those people? If you have a team right now which is sleeping, how can you, resurrect your team? I know we say we don't resurrect people, but how can you resurrect it? How can you be able to identify the right people for you to work with? That is the science, right? That is the do's and the activities. But let's not go there first. Let's come back first to the mental challenges. Another person, look at this one. 0 non-manager CCs. 0 non-manager. This is January, my people. January. This is a manager. And this is someone, let me tell you something, because I know these people. This is someone that in 2015, she was in Singapore and she received a chairman's bonus level 1 check. Guys, this is someone, a manager that has been a manager from 2015. In 2015, she received a chairman's bonus level 1. And in 2025, her team is doing 0 CCs and she did a total of 4 CCs. You got to be willing to start again, to rebuild. But here's the thing. Now when you're rebuilding, you are rebuilding with experience. This is when? By July this year, she's on 100 CCs. And she has been on 100 CCs from July till today. 100 C from July to date. She's almost done. Is she done already? I don't remember if she's done with her ego or not, but almost done. This should tell you that growth is possible. And if growth is possible for all these people, why not you? Why not you? Don't allow yourself, please, don't limit yourself to where you are right now. I'll tell you a little bit about this. This is a totally different lady again. Kamini, she did amazing. I looked at where she started and where she is right now. Totally amazing. January this year, she was on around 10 CC. January this year. By July, 60 plus CCs. From August, she has been on 100 CCs. This is someone that in January was barely doing over 10 CCs. And by August, she's on 100 CCs. Why am I sharing this? Not even to just brag about these people. No. I'm sharing this because I know some of you right now, you are here. Some of you are here. Wherever you are, stuck, cruising on momentum, set a new goal and keep the push. And I'll borrow a few points that she shared with us when we were doing a training. And she was talking about the challenges she faced last year. And she realized the first challenge that she had was an identity challenge. How she saw herself, how she identified with who she is. You got to change that identity. And she said that before she had the breakthrough, she was an overthinker. Have you ever been an overthinker where you are thinking and never really, pressing that trigger, never really doing the activities? She was playing small. She was waiting for the right time. What is that right time? She had ideas. An amazing leader. If she could do 100 CCs, definitely she's an amazing, but she was afraid. She wasn't ready to try something and fail. She wanted a success, but not ready to pay the price. I know reading this sounds like, isn't that crazy? Reading this sounds like, are you not crazy? But this is a trap that we get a number of times. And you know what? Nothing was changing for her until she decided to change. And I want to tell you something. Once you decide to change, there will be sacrifices. And she had to make some sacrifice. She started traveling. She started going out of her place. She has a very, how old is her daughter? I don't remember, but probably 5, 6, 7, somewhere there. So she had to leave her daughter at home, leaving her family. But here's the thing. Nobody's alone, especially in Forever. How lucky are we? We're in forever. There's always someone that can be there for you. And for some of you, it's not going to be a sister, it's not going to be a husband. For some of you, it's going to be your upline. For some of you, it's going to be a cross line. But there's always someone that can be there to support you. But it has to first start with you making that decision. So she had her tough moments, her sleepless nights, but it was worth it. If you could have a few sleepless nights and move from 4cc to 100cc's, you will all agree it is worth it. So let me tell you, amazing people, you are the barrier. But I also tell you something even more amazing. You are also the person that's going to bring the breakthrough. You are both the barrier and the breakthrough. It's you. All leadership begins with self-leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And who is the leader here? It's me. And when you think about this, I hope it gives you comfort that, okay, you have the power to change things. When you think about this and then you couple it with prayers, I hope it gives you not just comfort, but I hope it gives you the confidence to say, you know what? I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I can achieve whatever that I want. I can push and go and achieve things that I've never achieved before. So growth, amazing people. Number one, it is possible. And number two, it is so worth it. It is worth it. It is worth the push. It is worth the effort. So I want to take you back here, identifying where you are right now. I've spent quite some time talking about your current location, knowing where you are, so that if right now you are at a point where you have wrapped up 2025, I hope I've given you a reason to say, you know what, 2025 is not over. I've got 5 weeks to start turning things around. If right now you are feeling stuck and hopeless, and I hope you have gotten the reason to say, you know what, I need to get out of that feeling, because I've seen people getting themselves out of that feeling. If you're going through challenges and you've been going through challenges for years, I'm here telling you, I've gone through the same challenges. Now let's talk about the destination. Because if we don't know where we are going, then why in the world would anybody follow us? It would be dangerous for anybody to follow us. Let's talk about the destination. Let's talk about what could be stopping you from getting to the destination. And it's always these three things. It's either leadership, or it's the mindset, or sometimes it's the skills. And tonight, we've talked a lot about the leadership and the mindset. And I'm also going to talk about the activities which are so close to the skills, like the actual activities for you as a leader. What activities should you do so that you can have the growth? Because remember, that growth you're looking for, it needs both the mindset and the science, right? And right now, we have spent a great deal of time to talk about the mindset, how we need to reset, to believe, and all that. It's all in the mind. But if we just end there, you will leave this meeting hopeful, but you don't know where you should take your first step. So I can tell you, we're also going to talk about the activities that will guarantee growth. The activities that will guarantee growth. If you do these activities, I can promise you, you will grow. These 5 weeks, you'll see growth. 2026, you may not even recognize your business. You may not recognize your business. So you need to start designing your future. And I love thinking in 3 years, guys. I always think in 3 years. Right now, it's like we are done with our last 3 years goals. And we had set these goals, the goals that we're working on right now in 2025. We set those goals in 2023. That, okay, 2023, this is what we're going to do. 24, this is 2025. So now we are actually setting our next 3-year goals. And oh my gosh, they're so big, scary. I tell you, they're big and they're scary. They're big and scary, and we are ready for that. So I want to bring you back to where you are right now. And I want you to think about 2026. And I'm going to talk about two possibilities. I'm going to speak to the non-managers. If you are here and you're a non-manager, and I'm also going to speak to the managers. Again, whatever that I'm showing you here as a possibility, this does not have to be your goal. You need to look at where you are right now and set the right course. But let me speak to people that are stuck right now, or maybe even cruising. If you are a non-manager, you are an assistant supervisor. This is a plan to get you to manager by April. This is a plan to get you to manager by April. This one here. Why by April? Because the month of May, the most important incentive in forever, begins in May. And we call that Ego Manager. So if you go with this plan, then 2026, one of your goal will be to be at the Ego Manager retreat in 2027. This will be one of your goal. And this is the most important incentive in forever because it prepares you to go for bigger things. And if you can focus on ego, only put your focus on ego. And I'm not talking to managers here. I'm here talking to assistant supervisors. Every assistant supervisor, if you're listening to me right now, let me tell you something. I hope managers won't want to hit me on this. As an assistant supervisor right now, you have got a bigger chance of becoming an ego manager next year more than a manager who has been in the business for a long time. You know why? As an assistant supervisor right now, you are hungry. You might be stuck, but you're not cruising. As an assistant supervisor right now, you are more coachable. As an assistant supervisor right now, you are willing to push yourself. As an assistant supervisor right now, if you push and hit your manager by April, guess what? You are on momentum. So ego manager will find you while your business is on momentum. You will smash that ego manager. So assistant supervisors, if there's a goal I can advise you to go for in 2026, it's not just manager, it's ego manager. Because that's where the money is when you go for ego manager. Ego managers, I can only put this in dollars so that everybody can understand. Ego managers, on average, they earn between $2,500 up to $3,000 on monthly basis. That's the income an ego manager makes. And you're probably saying, Enos, what is ego manager? How can I qualify for ego manager? I'm not going to go into that right now. Not at all. I want you to take that as your goal, and then you will go reach out to your upline and say, hey, I've got this goal here called ego manager, and I have no idea how to get there. And when you say that to your upline will help you get there. But you know what? Right now, if you're an assistant supervisor, don't even bother about knowing the criteria of becoming an ego manager. That's not important. Not important at all. Not important. Right now, you should only have one focus. Smash your manager by April. Make that your goal. Make that your focus. That, hey, I'm going to smash manager by April. If I don't know how to smash manager by April, definitely go get that meeting with your upline. They're going to help you put in the strategy on how you can smash your manager by April. Managers, let me speak to managers a little bit. 2026 is knocking. And you got to put yourself in a position whereby you are maximizing this business. And the only thing I can advise you as a manager is go for ego manager. Go for ego manager. And for a manager that wants to have amazing growth in 2026, go for ego manager, but also put a goal of achieving forever to drive. Put a goal of creating 2 managers. Put this goal. These goals will cause you to push and to work your business consistently. And if you're a manager listening to me right now, 30cc is like the minimum for you to make sure you are not struggling financially as a manager. So let's make sure if any manager is struggling financially, let this struggle end in 2025. From 2026, you're on 30cc's and above. And from April, you're on 50cc and above. From May, you're on track for manager. I can tell you, from May, you're making good money and you're happy. You're taking this money to things that matter to you. Now, as you are going for the volume, all these figures, the CCs, I want you also to be paying attention to some of the other very important things to consider when you're building your business. Always look at how many key legs do I have? How many key legs do I have? Do I have 5 key legs? And when we talk about key legs, not key people, key legs, that means leg number 1, leg number 2. Do I have 5 key legs? If I don't have 5 key legs, don't try to push a leg which is not a key to be key. Focus on recruitment. Can I share a number here? If you want to start getting out of the stuck or being stuck or cruising, start to recruit 2 people a month. If you want to see some nice growth in your business, start to recruit 3 to 5 people. If you want to see some nice growth, 3 to 5 people. Oish. You love the growth that comes out of that. So now if that is now your plan, your goal, remember now we are a little bit moving from the mindset of growth. We are coming to the science of growth, right? We've put the numbers, the CCs and everything, and now we are going a bit deeper now. Okay, if I don't have a team to bring these CCs, what do I need? I need to start recruiting. So when I'm putting my recruiting plan, when I say I want to recruit 5 people, it's not because 5 is a very nice number and it sounds nice. No, it's because I know by me recruiting 5 people, I'm getting myself to having those 5 key legs. And you don't get 5 key legs from recruiting 5 people. You need to recruit more. Do you observe the number of 4CC achievers in your team? Now, this is important because 4CC achievers, these are your future supervisors. These are your future managers. If I have a goal of creating 2 managers and I only have 2 people in my team that are 4CC active, I know for sure I'm not going to create those 2 managers except by God's grace. So if I need to increase the number of 4CC achievers, so that means every month I need to look at my numbers. You're seeing now the numbers are important. And let me tell you something. We track the numbers, and I don't want to take much of credit on that. I really want to thank my wife. She is the best tracker in the world, guys, in the world. She helps me track the numbers, and we sit together and we look at the numbers. We look at where we come from, where we are, how do we move to the next levels, because we need to follow up on these figures, on these numbers. Remember, you are running a business. You're a CEO, you're a president of a business. So you got to be looking at those numbers. I hope we are together. I want you to really go with me on this journey, because every training is a journey. And I want you to go with me on this journey. I want you to understand where we came from the beginning. Why did we start with praying? Why? Not just because it's a nice thing to do, because we really want to tap into that limitless potential. Because we're going to set some goals here that are going to scare us. We're going to set goals that on our own, we might be intimidated and feel like, I don't have the brains, I don't have the skills, I don't even have the mindset. I'm failing to even comprehend this in my mind. How in the world can it happen? That's why we started with prayers, because you need to tap into that limitless potential. That's where we started. Why did we go to talking about people that have grown, the challenges? We want to prepare your mind that, hey, wherever you are right now, everybody has been there. And if they've managed to get out of that, guess what? You can get out of that too. And now we are talking about how exactly are you going to get out of that? The science now of getting out of that, it starts with you having clear goals, because these clear goals are what will help you create the strategies. I hope you're with me. I really want you to understand this. These are not bits and bits of slides. No. This is a journey that you are taking with me. And this is the money you can expect next year. Now, I know it can be more, it can be less, but I bet if you go for these goals, this is like the minimum you can make next year from your bonuses. Now, think about that. For some of you, that's like nothing. And for some of you, that will really mean something to you. For some of you, if you make $20,000 next year, something's going to change in your family. For some of you, that $20,000 will mean you're moving out of the place that you are living right now. Some of you, $20,000 will mean you're going to take your kids to a better school. It will mean differently for everybody here. And that's the possibility that is there. And it's important for you to remind yourself on what matters the most to me. What am I really pushing for? And how can I use forever to help me achieve my goals? That's 2026. But also it has 2025 goals. 2027, you'll go for bigger things. You'll go for chairman's bonus. You'll go for 1,000+ CCs. Definitely more money is going to get there. 2027. 2028, more money is coming for you. You are now building a much bigger, stronger business. 2028. Now, you look at those 3 years. 2026, 27, 2028. And let me tell you, 2026 is the most important, is what will start everything else. 2026 is what will start everything else. For us, it was 2021 when we qualified for that chairman's bonus level 1 again. It started everything else. Next year, you bet our goal is chairman's bonus level 3. That's our goal next year. I can tell you, and I'll tell you, and I say it. I believe by saying it, I'm adding the possibilities of bringing that goal to fruition. It's more accountability for me. Now let's roll back. I'm going to take my slides back here to 2026. And I want to take you here, November and December. And let me speak to everyone here. Don't close your eyes to November and December and believe that January will find you on fire. It doesn't work that way. Don't say, this year is over. Let me just think about 2026. Thank God, the poster said 2026. If they had said closing 2025 strongly, I would have been challenged. No, your 2026 is highly impacted by your November and December. And also, I can assure you, these remaining 2 months are one of the easiest months to connect with people. Everybody's open to connect with others. So focus these remaining 2 months, my leaders. Focus. Don't hold anything back. Push. Go extra. Go out of your way. These remaining. Now, as we are about to wind up, let's talk about the key activities. Oh, this is where now the rubber meets the road. The activities. Now we are moving from mental success. Now we are taking it to our feet. We are taking it to our feet. And let me tell you something. Some, they fail to even think. Some, they even fail to think. And a lot manage to think about what they want to do. They manage to plan it, but they fail to implement it. They fail to implement it. And sometimes we fail to implement out of so many reasons. Sometimes we don't really know what we should do. Now, let me talk to you about building a business after becoming a manager. And I know some of you are not managers and you're like, Enos, why are you talking to us about building a business after becoming a manager? Let me tell you something. What you will do after becoming a manager is exactly what you were doing before. So if you can start doing these activities now, when you hit manager, it's just a continuation. And if you're a manager, then these are a big wake-up call. Number one, lead by example. Who is the first person you are leading? We all agreed it's ourselves. So the goals that you set for yourself, the activities that you set for yourself, you are the one to implement them. Get on to massive recruiting. Massive recruiting. And in order for you to recruit massively, you need to be prospecting massively. And I want to, get off track there a little bit. And let me tell you about my prospecting strategies. I use 3 prospecting strategies. Like focus on those 3. Number 1 is face-to-face. On face-to-face, I'm not a fan of going to a mall just to prospect. I'm not a fan. You don't need to be me. You be you, okay? But everyone that I meet, everywhere that I am, I look around and I see, do I see anybody here that I can prospect? So I'm constantly prospecting the people around me. Number 2, I look for and attend events that will make me connect with people. I bet in every country we've got events happening. I look for them and I strive to get events that I can attend so that I can go and connect with people. Number 3, my third prospecting plan is social media. And on social media, I post on my page, not so that I can get prospects from my post. Honestly, that's not my expectation. I post so that when prospects come to my page, they should feel like, whoa, I want to work with this person. So how do I get my prospects then? Let me tell you what I used to do and what I'm doing now. What I used to do on social media is I would send messages to people, DM, inboxing them. And this was my plan. 20 messages every day, Monday to Thursday, 20 messages a day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I go all out. I go crazy. I do 50 a day. 50 a day in these 3 days is 150 people plus 80 January, Monday to Thursday, that's 80. 80 plus 150 is 230 messages, 230 people that I've contacted. I really want to stress on that number because a number of times I meet people and they say, Enos, I send messages to people, but they don't reply. I'm like, I send 230 a week. Do you think I get 200 replies? Hell no. Do you think I even get 100 reply? No. Way less than that. So if people are not replying you, let me tell you, people are not replying to everybody who does that. The point is do a bigger number so that you get enough replies. Now, somewhere along the way, I got too busy. Now I don't have time to send messages. So I run ads. So I run my ad. And when I run my ad, I'll run it for about a week and a half and pause it, deal with those prospects, and then I'll rerun it again. And for so many months, I'm using, if not a year plus probably, I'm using the same ad, guys. The same one, I'm just pausing it, starting it, pausing it, starting it. And I look, every time I feel like, Enos, I think now you've got a few people that you are working with, not in the team, I mean, few prospects. Then I start my ad. Are you getting me? There's a science, guys. We don't just recruit every month because we are nice people and we have got success. Do you think prospects know our success? They don't know. One nice, amazing reel is not going to change your business. You need to have a consistent plan on how are you getting your prospects. So that's it for me on massive recruiting. Team support. You got to support your team, my leaders. And support is training, support is coaching as well. Support is even listening. Sometimes people, they just need to be heard. They need to feel like somebody's listening to them. As a leader, who is a leader? Everybody here. I need to make sure I'm doing CISOs, but I'm also doing team BOMs. Now, look at this in this way, leaders. You have got big BOMs that you're doing together at a country level or at a regional level. Now, one thing that I learned from John Maxwell, who is the guru in leadership, is I heard this sentence from him and it has remained in my mind and my heart that nothing, this is what he said, John Maxwell, nothing creates a leader faster than public speaking. Nothing creates a leader faster than public speaking. Nothing creates a leader faster than public speaking. What do we want to do with our team? We want to create leaders in our team. Well, guess what? If you want to have leaders faster in your team, you need to have people in your team speaking. Where will you get the opportunity of people in your team speaking? To make sure that you have got the biggest opportunity for people in your team to speak, you need to start team BOM so that they start speaking in those small presentations with 6 people, with 10 people. They start to get the experience, and that public speaking helps them to grow to become leaders. That's a tip I can tell you that I use. When I see someone and I say, this person has got the potential to be a leader, I will do my best to get that person in front of people. I'll do my best to give that person an opportunity to train or to speak because I see this person can be a leader. And John Maxwell already said, nothing creates a leader faster than public speaking. Recognitions. You know, as CSMs will do big recognitions, you got to do small recognition. If you are an assistant supervisor and you've got an assistant supervisor in your team, when that assistant supervisor makes a call, recognize that person. That, wow, congratulations, today you have managed to make 5 calls. Let me tell you, your manager will probably never remember to recognize somebody in the team who made 5 calls. They'll probably never remember. They'll probably recognize somebody that has done 1 CC, 2 C, 3 C, 4 CCs, but not the small recognitions. So this is for all of us to do. If you go to a global rally, they only recognize from Sapphire Manager and above. But you know what? My first rally that I attended in 2008, they were recognizing brand new manager. Like if you're a manager, can you believe you get recognized at the global rally? And as the business kept on growing, they started recognizing from Soaring, and now it's from Sapphire. Maybe somewhere along the way, it will be from Diamond managers. What does that mean? It means as leaders now, we need to do more recognitions to our teams. We need to do more recognitions. You need to look for opportunities to recognize your team. And when I say team, and when I say leader, I'm not talking about a manager, I'm talking about everybody here. You get to a point where you start to have your personal WhatsApp group. And you don't need to do that when you're an assistant supervisor, maybe from supervisor and above. You can have your personal WhatsApp group. Now, if you're a supervisor, my advice to you, if you have your personal WhatsApp group, make sure Everybody in your personal WhatsApp group is also in your manager's WhatsApp group. Now, if you're a manager, I mean, come on, you gotta have that WhatsApp group with your team. If you don't have that, it's like I'm a parent and my child is going to a good school, so I don't bother looking at what are they learning there just because they are going to a good school. Yes, your upline might be like a good school, right? But you gotta look at your children. You gotta see those, hey, oh, you did this, congratulations, because that school is looking at so many students. They won't be keen on every one-on-one student. So as a manager, you gotta have that. All right. That one is like non-negotiable. Every month when you're setting your goals, make sure your goals include your team growth. Don't set goals that won't push you to have growth in the team. And as you're building your business, be aware of what we call management traps. Some are only focusing on the activity, they forget the team. Some are only focusing on the team and they forget the activities. Now, I hope you're starting to get the science of achieving that growth, the science of having that success that we are looking for. We have got a lineup of activities here that we know if you start doing these activities, you will be, it starts with you, right? It has to start with you. If you're not on fire, don't try to take fire to people. First of all, you are not on fire. You have no fire. How in the world can you take fire or energy to other people? It's like illogical and impossible. So it has to start with you. It has to start with you. And there is no you without personal development. You have to increase your personal development. I look at where we are right now in the business as an FBO and looking at the goals that we have for next year. Oh my gosh, we are going to massive personal development because we see clearly that if we don't grow our mind to certain levels, we'll not be able to stretch our teams to certain levels. More activities on rebuilding. Number one, challenge your beliefs. And we've done a lot of that. And I hope you've managed to challenge your belief. Recruit massively. You cannot recruit massively if you're not massively prospecting. And for you to be massively prospecting, we have got standards in Forever. And one of the standards, you got to have 3 methods that you're using for prospecting. 3 methods, guys, not 1, 3. I've got my 3. Sometimes I win from the face-to-face. Sometimes I win from my ads. But as long as I have 3 going, I will always be winning. I'll always be recruiting. Guys, I'm still recruiting to date. I'm still recruiting. You need to have BOMs, business opportunity meetings. And I want to challenge you a little bit here. I'm talking about meetings where people can speak 1 to 2 per week. You got to have them 1 to 2 per week. 1 to 2 per week. Your team needs to have a meeting where they can invite people. 1 to 2 per week. You got to have them. And you can start doing business presentations when you're a supervisor or an assistant supervisor, or you can wait until manager. It doesn't matter. But you need to also have products presentations. Because if we don't have product presentation, like totally not there, we don't have product presentation, guess what's going to happen? Our productivity is going to go down. Our retailing will go down. And when retailing goes down, recruiting will follow. Because if people are not retailing, people won't be confident. If people are not retailing, people won't have the drive and the energy and the motivation because they're not making money. But when people are retailing, then prospecting also becomes a little bit easier. Recognitions. Challenge yourself. What can I recognize on weekly basis? What can I recognize on monthly basis? What can I recognize quarterly? Think about that. And I'm looking at these activities, and even as I'm mentioning them, they are also reminding me of what we did to have the results that we have right now. They're reminding me. And they're also reminding me of, hey, Enos, be careful. You might be losing track on this 1 or 2 activities. You need to get back on them. You need to make sure you're back at them, right? As leaders, we need to be giving challenges and assignments to people because people, they need to know exactly what it's like a job description, what they should do in order for us to have the growth that we are looking for. On daily basis, we push the team. Now, you're probably listening to me right now and saying, Enos, this is hard. This is tough. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And it's so important for you to make sure you're not putting all this energy, all this effort for something that is not worth it. So the goals that you set for yourself, they've got to be goals that are super meaningful to you. You cannot achieve the growth that you want without massive personal development. I look at all these activities that we've mentioned here, and I want to put everything together. That we've got the mind ready, and now we know the activities. Now, every activity here is a training on its own. Recruiting is a training on its own. Business presentations is a training on its own. And using these activities, now you can go back and kind of assess yourself and see which areas do you need to step on a little bit more. Which area amongst these activities that you need to push on a little bit more? Because you know what, amazing leaders, when you're building your forever business, it's like you're flying a fighter jet. When you're flying a fighter jet, a pilot who is flying a fighter jet, let me tell you, these pilots who fly fighter jet, they are physically fit, mentally fit, and they are flying the jets. There is no autopilot on a fighter jet. If you fly commercial, you get on Emirates. Emirates, they've got autopilot. The pilot will put the plane on autopilot. He will leave the cockpit, guys. He will go out and chill and eat and take drinks. Can you imagine? You've got hundreds of people over 30,000 feet above, and you are not even there on the cockpit. It's on autopilot. But let me tell you, a fighter jet will never, ever put the plane on autopilot. My dear brothers and sisters, our business is like flying a fighter jet. Don't put your business on autopilot. Don't allow your business to be on autopilot, my leaders. You need to get hold of that steering wheel and say, you know what? I'm going to fly this business. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to decide how is my 2026 is going to be. I'm going to decide which of those goals am I going to smash. And even more importantly, I'm going to decide how am I going to close 2024. And as you get hold of that, and as you are holding your fighter, you're a fighter jet pilot, as you are holding the steering wheel of your plane right now, you know you can do it because people have done it. And the people that have done it are there with you and they're ready to show you how they did it. So you know you can do it. You know you've got what it takes. You know how important this business is to you and to your family. I mean, and above all, if you put God first as we did here, nothing is impossible. So in winding up, in closing the meeting, I want to remind everybody here, we've got 5 weeks to go crazy, 5 weeks to push, 5 weeks to get out of our comfort zone, 5 weeks to go all out. Just 5 weeks, guys. 5 weeks. That's all we got. 5 weeks. And if we can push these 5 weeks, I bet 2026 will find you on a whole different level. Just 5 weeks. And these 5 weeks, we are going to push. I'm pushing these 5 weeks, leaders. I'm pushing. The goals that we are pushing for these 5 weeks, they're scary. The goals that we are going for 2026, even scarier. And we are ready for that. And we're going to push together. So amazing people, let me once again say thank you all so very much. And I hope and pray there was one word or maybe one sentence that was meant for you and you got to hear it. I hope. And I want to remind you that it's what you do after this meeting that will determine the impact of this meeting. It's not about how you're feeling right now. I know a number of us right now, we're feeling good. We're feeling things are going to happen. But for that feeling to really reflect the results, there's something we got to do. There's something that we have to do. And before I bring back Daniel, I want to give you 1 minute to think a little bit about the action that you are going to implement. Think about it, because I don't want you to just feel motivated and then we go sleep and wake up and do the same thing. No, we gotta pick 2-3 actions. And if you can be bold and put that on the chat, what is that 1, 2, or 3 things that you have taken from this meeting and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to implement this. I'm going to do this. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to take this as my non-negotiable. For some of you, it might be a very small activity. It could be running an ad. It could be posting every day. calling people. I see more business presentations. Fantastic. Everybody has got something. Get something, 1, 2, 3 specific activities that you say, you know what? I'm going to implement this. I like that. Stop overthinking. No more overthinking. More conversations with prospects. Fantastic. Fantastic. Implement recruitment. That's great. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Oh, my great leader, Double Diamond, Mr. Clementi Digo. Great to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I see there. I wanna call out, that one is amazing. I love the way you have set your actions. My 3 actions. Number 1, create a non-manager group. Very specific. Number 2, add consistency. Number 3, recruitment. And I can tell you that recruitment will come as a result. Prospect more on social media. Fantastic. More presentations. I love that. Massive recruit messaging daily. That's fantastic. Set the 3-year goals opposed to 1 year. Yes, set the 3-year goals, because sometimes 1 year is not that exciting. When you think 3 years, oh my gosh, you'll be walking on air. When people try to, make you look down on yourself, you in your mind, you're like, you have no idea where I'm going. You have no idea. More prospecting. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. All right. I resume my team meetings. Thank you so much. Sending message Facebook, 20 people challenging my beliefs. Thank you so much. Improved recruitment. Fantastic. All right. Do everything as per presentation. Don't do everything, please. Pick 2 to 3. Massive recruitment. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Great. All right. Put more non-managers behind the mic. Thank you so much, my top leader. My top leader, Tobeka. Thank you so much. I respect you. Massive respect to you. All right. It's a lot. It's a lot. Fantastic. So amazing, people. My wish and prayer was for everybody to leave this meeting with something that they're going to implement. And I'm happy a number of you have picked something to implement. And the most important thing is not even about implementing a ton of things. You've picked something to go and implement. So thank you all so very much. And I wish you all great success. And nowadays, I don't say so much, see you at the top. I don't say that so much. Nowadays, I say, see you at work. Because I know if you don't work, we're not going to meet at the top. We got to work for us to get to the top. So thank you all so much. And definitely see you at work. Wow, it's 12 minutes to midnight in Tanzania. And yeah, I didn't think we'd get to this time this long, but here we are. And thank you so much. Back to you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope we've all been inspired this evening. Please, if your hands are not too busy, let's click on those emojis. Let's appreciate our leader. Let's appreciate him. He did not just give us the mindset. He talked about the mindset, and he also talked about the science of growth. We really appreciate you. We appreciate all that you've shared with us. If you're not motivated by this, I don't know what else will motivate you. I don't know what else will motivate you. So thank you so much. Our time is fast spent. Enos, thank you so much. I mean, it's midnight already in Tanzania, and it's almost getting close to 10 p.m. here. Thank you so much. So everybody, thank you for joining us. We're going to close. I strongly believe that we will share this. We will share this tomorrow on our YouTube channel. We are going to share this so that you can rewatch this over and over again. And if you have your team member that are not that couldn't connect tonight, we also want you to share this with them so that they can rewatch it. On behalf of all of us here, on behalf of Forever Nigeria, Enos, thank you so much. And for all those that joined from other parts of Africa, we also want to thank you. A lot of people joined from Tanzania, people joined from Kenya, people joined from Uganda, people joined from Ghana. We want to thank you for finding time to be part of this. And our host country, Nigeria, we also want to thank all of you for joining. We know you had options where you could be tonight, but you chose to be here. So thank you so much for doing that. And it's all about doing the work, like Enos rightly said. So we strongly believe that this will make a difference in your business. And let's go ahead and implement as we've learned tonight. So from all of us here, we want to say Enos said we shouldn't say see you at the top. So we see you doing the work. So we want to see you do the work, and bye-bye.